Hey everybody, David R. Becker with Becker Art, and today's newsletter video, I want to give you a little bit of hint of how we're going to be painting this Thursday's paint along. So a lot of people, and a lot of my students don't like complicated subject matter. They're always looking at how much they have to draw. If it's too much to draw, they won't do it. If it's too complicated, like it looks like the subject matter is very complicated with a lot of drawing and a lot of different values all over the place, and they will not ever paint those things. And so I tell them to simplify the value pattern and do yourself a value pattern. And you don't even have to do the drawing of value pattern. You just take the photograph, turn it black and white like I do here. See, if I just turn it black and white, you can do that in your camera, and you just turn it black and white. You can kind of see with the grayscale where the darks are and where the lights are. Now this one is not a very good example of that because like there's a lot of stuff, but it's not a very good composition between the lights and the darks. So what I like to do after that is then take it and make it black and white and assign the grayscale into either the light, of which will be white, or the black, which will be darkest, right? And so I'll do that by just taking it and turning it black and white. Now you see here we have a bunch of little white dots all over, and we have a bunch of light that's all over the place, right? And so I like to take it one step farther, and this you could do in a value study, or I do it in my head, but you can take it and do it like on your phone and do more of a composition, like something that's creative, like Photopia. We can do that you can do that in Photoshop, and some of those creative apps that you have on your phone that you can manipulate the picture. Well, then what I do next is I would take and establish and get rid of some of the big areas of blobs of white, and I just try to simplify the lights and darks so that it's one big area of dark and one big area of light. Not that it's all connected, but it's pretty close to being connected, in like visually it'll be connected like this. So if I take this and I make these flowers a little bit into the grayscale, so that means that they're in the dark part of the grayscale, and so they're darker than the lightest light or the darkest light. So now we have the left side here. We see the left side here that's light. We have these windows that are light, and we have the ground. So it's kind of like this kind of S, kind of composition where you're going light, light, light. These flowers are kind of light, and then the pathway is light. These flowers up here will be red, but they're going to be a dark red. They can still be colorful, and the windows can be a bright yellow like they are in the colored version of this. But you want to keep the value pattern simple so that you can do this big area of dark. This area, even with these, even with the bricks on the house, you want to keep them a little bit darker than the darkest light in your light area. So this is like this is a gray for this background here, but it's still, this gray is into the light. So this gray is lighter than the darkest light. So keep them separate. Darks are in darks, lights are in lights, and there's it can be very close, but definitely in your head think all this area here, the value should be darker. Now you can put the color up on them. You can raise the color to make it brighter, like the red in these flowers. That's okay, but keep the value down. And so this painting then will be very easy to paint. Now drawing is always a thing. You want to put all the drawing in there that you possibly can. So that's like how I ask my students when they have a subject matter like this where they don't think they can draw it freehand, then just trace it for now until you learn how to be able to draw something this complicated with this many things. But as you're drawing this, after you do this, you don't have to draw all these little things in there because it's going to be, some of these parts are going to be dark. And so you don't have to make it look like what the object is. Worry about the value pattern. A lot of artists, in the center of interest, you'll keep that, which is going to be these windows. Those will be my center of interest with this flowers, and those will have the brightest colors and the lightest light between the lights and darks. But this is really easy now because this is my light, this window's my light, this window's my light, and these two plants are light. So that's all you got to think about. And then how you're going to do this dark is, it's all going to be one wash. It'll be all one wash. We don't have to do the brick separate from the flowers up here. We're just going to do that all at once and in a big wash. And then we'll go into detail. So we'll maybe keep these a little bit lighter up here so that we put the second wash even darker. So, but my lights I can totally keep separate now from the dark area. So between the lights and darks, I always say make it a black and white instead of like what you saw here, where I make it a grayscale, because the grayscale doesn't still separate the values. All the values are very close in here. Look, I mean, the only light you have in here is the sky, and that's not going to make a good composition. And I know these windows will be, they're probably the same value as some of this other stuff is, but I want to make that brighter in color. So I just take it one step farther and make sure that I get a good value pattern. A pattern like this. A value pattern is what you need to simplify your subject matter. If it's that complicated, you don't want to make all those lights and darks in there, because then it becomes too overall just complicated with your value pattern. And you don't want a complicated value pattern. You want an easy value pattern so that you know what you can put in and what you can leave out. And like, you'll still know what this is, right? You still know what the scene is by just looking at this. Now, if it doesn't look like the scene after you make it black and white and it looks too spotty, then you have a too spotty to value study. Like if there's lights all over, like when I had done it first, let me see if I can find that. So this one was lights and darks all over the place, and that is not as, that's a little bit more complicated, because the value pattern is not big value pattern. There's a lot of lights and darks all over the place. So we want to keep it more so that we see it more like, again, like this, where we have big areas of light and dark, and you can consider the background to be the background, which is light, and the foreground and the center of interest will be really contrasted. That's like I kept these flowers white, because that is our center of interest. Right here is our center of interest. This whole area it's like called an area of interest instead of a center of interest, because people tend to think that a center of interest is an object, but I always call it an area. This is the area. It includes the side of the house, these flowers, and this window right here. That's all your center of interest. And so we'll do that, and we're going to do this painting on Thursday. So try to do it on some of your own paintings or own photos that you feel that are too complicated. Make the value pattern simplified by simplifying the value pattern, not the things that are in there, the value pattern, the big area of lights and darks. And we still can put the grayscales in there, but I'll show you on Thursday how I separate, where sometimes it's very close, and sometimes with the color it'll still establish a value, but you want that value to be darker than the light area in your value pattern. All right, we'll see you on Thursday. This coming Thursday, we'll be doing this painting. All right, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.